Welcome to Kermode Uncut. We've arrived at that time of the year when I traditionally do my mid-term report, looking back on the first 6 months of the year and giving you my best and worst films of the year so far. Now, in the past, I've had this rule, which is that I've generally discounted movies that were from the awards season, saying, well, actually, I think of them as last year's movies. And every year, people have written in saying, well, you may think of them like that, but as far as we're concerned, you should just do it January, February, March, April, May, June, and forget about how the awards season works out. So this year, in response to your demands, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my top and bottom 10 movies of the year so far from January to June. So we're going to start off by counting down numbers 10 to number 6 of my favourite films of the year so far. And straight in at number 10, and I know not everyone agrees with this, Minions. Banana! Now, I know an awful lot of critics were sniffy about Minions, saying, oh, well, you know, the plot isn't as good as the plot of Despicable Me or Despicable Me 2. The fact of the matter is, Minions is one of the movies that has given me the most delight this year. I started laughing the moment the Minions started singing the Universal theme tune, and I carried on chuckling and grinning all the way through. I've seen it twice now, and I'm probably going to go back and see it again. Why? Because it makes me happy.
Oh, hello, Papagena. Tu le bella con la papaya.
And at number 9, a science fiction movie, Ex Machina. What I really like about Ex Machina, which is written and directed by Alex Garland, is firstly that it looks absolutely fabulous. It's a very stylish looking film. It has terrific performances from Donald Gleeson and Alicia Vikander, of whom I'm a huge fan. But what I like most about it is that on the one hand, it's a kind of intellectual discussion about the divide between human intelligence and artificial intelligence, but it never forgets that it has its roots in a kind of exploitation genre. It's very much a movie made by a sci-fi fan. It's loud and proud. It's a science fiction movie with brains, but also with its feet on the ground.
You shouldn't trust Nathan. You shouldn't trust anything he says.
At number 8, something rather different, The Look of Silence, which is not so much a sequel as a companion piece to Joshua Oppenheimer's awe-inspiring The Act of Killing. It revisits those terrible events in Indonesia, but this time tells the story from the point of view of the victims. I thought it was an overwhelming work, and as with Joshua Oppenheimer's previous film, I thought it was deeply honourable and honest.
Seandainya aku berbicara di era Orde Baru sama Bapak, apa yang akan Bapak lakukan? Dengan apa?
Tak bisa kita bayangkan ya.
At number 7, I'm very pleased to be able to welcome a Western into my list of the top 10 films of the year so far. Slow West, the debut feature from former Beta Band member John McLean. It's set in Colorado, although the entire movie is shot in New Zealand, which I have to say doubles rather well. It's a strange story of lost love and about companionship between two very, very different people, one of whom is played by Michael Fassbender, who had worked with the director before on a couple of short films, the other by Cody Smith-McPhee, who many of you will know from The Road. What I loved about the film was the way in which it interwove music with the action. It's a film which in many ways seemed to be tipping over into the music. In fact, much of the song is diegetic. I thought it was great to look at, but even better to listen to. All of which brings us to the number 6 spot, and under my newly rejigged rules, I am allowed to include, thank heaven, Whiplash. J.K. Simmons won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his turn as a fearsome drum teacher who owes more to R. Lee Ermey or Lou Gossett Jr. in An Officer and a Gentleman. This is basically a movie about drums that's a war movie. It's Full Metal Hi-Hat, and all the better for it.
Was I rushing or was I dragging? Count again.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rushing or dragging?
Rushing.
So you do know the difference!
So, just to recap, that's at number 10, Minions, number 9, Ex Machina, number 8, The Look of Silence, number 7, Slow West, and number 6, Whiplash. Tune in for the next Kermode Uncut, where I count down number 10 to number 6 of my worst films of the year so far.